Welcome, friends. We have started this channel called Corporate Laws Galaxy. You know, galaxy means group of stars, and every star represents different laws. And we are starting with a series on frequently asked questions on very interesting topics of corporate laws. And we are inviting you, all of you, to also send your queries in our comments column in our video, and we will certainly take up those queries also in our videos. And now I will request you to please share, like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much.
Namaskar. Sir, I have come across a frequently asked question from our professional colleagues in respect of condonation of delay in filing the appeal under section 61 of Insolvency Bankruptcy Code 2016, also called as IBC. If the appeal is filed before National Company Law Appellate Tribunal against the order of National Company Law Tribunal beyond the period of 30 days for filing the appeal as provided under section 61 of IBC 2016, whether the said delay can be condoned.
You see, you have asked a very good question. As per proviso to section 61 subsection 2 of IBC 2016, NCLAT may allow an appeal to be filed after expiry of 30 days if it is satisfied that there was sufficient cause for not filing the appeal, but such period will not exceed 15 days. In simple words, delay up to 15 days can be condoned by NCLAT. You see, I will tell you a much more complicated case decided by Honorable Supreme Court in the matter of Sanket Kumar Agrawal and another versus APG Logistics Private Limited, Civil Appeal number 748 of 2023, Supreme Court. The judgment was delivered by Dr. Dhananjay Chanchud, Honorable Chief Justice of India, and Justice J.B. Pardiwala. In this case, the appeal was filed on 46th day after the order of NCLT. The delay was of 16 days, whereas the power of NCLAT was to grant condonation of delay up to 15 days. The appellant had applied for certified copy of the order within 30 days, but NCLT took 10 days to provide the certified copy of the order. So it was held that the period of 10 days taken by NCLT to provide the certified copy of the order has to be excluded for determining period of limitation. So Honorable Supreme Court allowed the appeal and set aside the order of NCLAT, dismissing the appeal on ground of limitation.
Okay, sir. So, my next question is relating to resolution professional appointed under the provisions of IBC 2016. Sir, please clarify whether a resolution professional is a public servant and can be prosecuted under Prevention of Corruption Act 1988.
Very good question. As you are aware, that resolution professional is appointed by adjudicating authority, means NCLT, for the insolvency resolution process of the corporate debtor under IBC 2016. I will tell you a very recent case decided by High Court of Jharkhand in the matter of Sanjay Kumar Agrawal versus Central Bureau of Investigation Anti-Corruption Bureau, Dhanbad, 2023, 174 CLA 199, Jharkhand High Court. It was held in this case that resolution professional has a key role to play in the insolvency resolution process. and to protect the assets of the corporate debtor from the nature of assignment and duties to be performed by his office involves performance of functions which are in the nature of public duty, and therefore he will come within the meaning of public servant both under section 2C5 and 7 of Prevention of Corruption Act 1988. If he is caught red-handed accepting a bribe for favoring a party, he cannot take the defense that he is not a public servant and hence immune from criminal proceedings under Prevention of Corruption Act 1988. In this connection, I have to inform you further that appeal has been filed against this order in Supreme Court. So now Supreme Court will finally decide whether resolution professional is a public servant or not. So let us see what Honorable Supreme Court decides in this matter.
Okay, sir. We all know that you shall surely keep us updated with the case.
Yes.
So, sir, moving on to the next question. Sir, could you please explain as to whether a suspended director of corporate data can submit its financial proposal and place it before committee of creditors after approval of resolution plan?
You see, you have asked a very interesting question. In this regard, I will tell you a case decided by NCLAT, New Delhi, in the matter of Vikram Puri versus Universal Buildwell Private Limited, 2022, 143 taxman.com 98, NCLAT, New Delhi. It was held in this case that section 29 of IBC 2016 is a provision which clearly provides, section 29A clearly provides that the suspended director of corporate debtor is not eligible to submit a resolution plan. Further, after the resolution plan has been approved by committee of creditors, this was not a stage even to consider and direct any proposal to be placed before committee of creditors.
Okay, sir. Very well explained. Now we come to our last segment, that is adjudication of penalties under section 444 of Companies Act 2013. Sir, please tell us any latest case where Registrar of Companies has adjudicated penalty.
Yes, of course. Under the said section 454, Registrar of Companies is authorized to act as adjudicating authority to adjudicate penalty in case of violation of certain sections of Companies Act 2013. In the case of Toyota Tsusho Systems India Private Limited, Registrar of Companies, Karnataka, wide order dated 26th May 2023 imposed a penalty of rupees 22,23,742 on the company and rupees 1,11,187 each on directors for violation of section 135 of Companies Act 2013 relating to provisions regarding corporate social responsibility.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, audience. We will meet again. Bye.